How many people here believe in the Big Bang theory? Like, really believe it? It's like you actually believe it. It's not like something you heard. And how many people here could actually say, yeah, if there was Thanos here, that guy with the rings, and we made a bet, I would bet my life that we're on a globe in a vacuum. How many people would say that? Certainly.
You're adding to it though, because we don't think we're in a globe in a vacuum, right?
That is your model.
Yes to the globe and vacuum, no to the Big Bang. I would not put my life on the Big Bang.
Say what? Well, would anybody be sure enough to bet his life on that? Like, Thanos would give you anything you wanted if you're right, but if you're wrong, it would claim your life.
Yeah, I'm answering yes, I'd put my life on globe and vacuum, but no to the Big Bang bet. I wouldn't put my life on that.
So yes to the globe and vacuum, no to the Big Bang. Okay, fair enough.
So what's the penalty for if you just say no? If you're wrong and you say no?
Well, if you're wrong, you're dead. Thanos will take you.
Then,
Thanos, he kills half of the populations, right? So you're dead. But if you're right, you can have anything you want.
I would go with the consensus.
So you would go with globe in a vacuum.
Yeah, I mean, if you're saying that we're in the universe and the universe is a very low pressure system, then yeah.
But Big Bang as well.
Well, that's pretty solid.
The Big Bang is a big difference. It's a whole universe coming from a point in the past.
Well, what evidence do we have for anything contrary? I mean, the universe is expanding. It didn't expand for nothing.
It's fair enough if that's your answer. Yeah. I wish you luck with Thanos.
Well, Thanos is, it's a metaphor, but yeah.
There's really no right answer. I mean, because we really don't know, so yeah.
If I had a gun to my head, and if I'm wrong, then I get sent to the nether or whatever, then yeah, of course. That's what I would say. I'm not saying, of course, in a mocking way. I'm just saying I have no reason to doubt it based on the evidence I've seen.
Yeah, but this is your life on the line now. Right? This is not I think this, right?
But if I'm wrong, my life's still on the line if I'm wrong. If I understood you correctly, maybe I misunderstood.
Yeah, so you would still pick a gas ball in a vacuum.
He's gone all the way with Big Bang.
As long as SC Montreal, you're not, as long as you're the way you say it, as long as you're representing it the way that the Earth model that we represent, then yeah.
It sounds like a straw man, but it's really normal. It's what we believe.
I mean that the Earth is here. There's a universe that has a very low pressure, very, very low pressure. You could essentially call it a vacuum for all intents and purposes. Then yes.
Okay, that's a lot of certainty in that belief. Okay, fair enough. Respect. I'm not judging. I'm just asking.
If Thanos says you were nearly right, so you get to live.
Whoever asked that question earlier, I don't see where Genesis 2 contradicts anything that Genesis 1 says.
Oh, it doesn't?
It confirms what Genesis 1 says by saying in Genesis 2 verse 1, thus the heavens and the earth were finished and all the hosts of them.
Well, that's because the second story doesn't start like Genesis 2:5, but the order is different if you look. And I mean,
there's no order.
What do you mean? There's no order? He makes man, then he makes the beast, then he has the man name the beast, then he makes the woman. In Genesis 1, it's the beast, then man and woman are created.
There's no specification of any type of order.
No
it just
specification of order, right? Except that he creates the man.
It is in Genesis 1, but there's not. It's not giving an order. It doesn't say he made this first and then this.
I see. But it's written in. But so when it's written, things that happened before, and then afterwards, they didn't happen afterwards in the story because when he made the man and then made the beast and then had the man name the beast and then made the woman, that didn't occur chronologically, right?
It told you the chronological order of creation.
Yeah, except that it's different in Genesis 2 than it is in Genesis 1.
It gives no chronological order in
Gives
Genesis.
no chronological order. It doesn't, huh? Oh, that's funny.
Show me
'cause it certainly looks
show me where it's referenced to what day you're talking about.
Well,
show me where it says
doesn't
what
talk
day it's
about.
in
See,
reference.
that's the difference. That's the difference.
Where does it say the day
talk about
that it happened?
That's the other difference. It doesn't talk about days. It talks about
okay.
events.
So it's not talking about a chronological order then.
It is talking about chronological order, though.
It's not. You just want to try to find something that what
so men, I see.
the
So
Bible
stuff
you
that
don't
happens.
like it.
So
you don't like
happens,
morality and
so
accountability
stuff,
for your actions and your
so
thoughts.
So
you're
stuff
a dirty-minded man.
So stuff that happens earlier in the account is not happening earlier in the account. Right, got it.
Nobody's talking about the account.
Oh, let's see.
The account already happened. Yeah, that was in Genesis 1.
Let's see.
It's not talking about the account anymore. It's talking about the events that happened. Its descriptions during the creation.
Yeah, which happens in different events. Wow.
No,
those different events were described in their chronological order in Genesis 1.
Why? But they're all in a different chronological order, right?
Ah, dude, you're slow.
So you're slow. So think. Wait a minute. Hold on. So Genesis 2. So
you're
Genesis
sad, dude.
2, so does Genesis 2:7 come before or after Genesis 2?
Does it reference a day? No, it doesn't.
Oh, let's see. So Genesis 2:19, is that before or after Genesis 2:7? Come on, tell me.
There's two sources for these two stories. One's called the priestly, one's called the Yahweh.
Exactly. That's exactly true. The priestly one comes first, and then Yahweh is. But a lot of people don't like that one. And then you have to get the Deuteronomist in there, but he comes later. Yeah, they're two different stories written by two different people at two different times that somebody put together and then tried to, then like this moron here says, oh, they're the same story. No, they're not. If you even look in English, see, the English translation sort of mellows out the difference.
No chronological order reference.
If you look, God damn, stop. I was actually talking.
You just wanted to be a reference to chronological order.
I was talking. Go ahead and talk over me. I know. You don't like the fact that
you turn around and say it's not literal. You guys then you turn around and say it's not literal. It's all metaphorical.
Listen to me.
Now you want it to be literal. How can
in the matter of fact, if you look at in the English, if you look, I was talking before all these guys interrupt me. I mean,
I'm trying to let you go. Let Nasa go, and then you guys could go.
So if you look in Genesis 1, the word is God. Lord, let's see. Let's go Genesis 1, King James Version. God created the heavens and the earth. In Genesis 2, chapter 2, it becomes the Lord God. Huh. Why would they change the name of God between Genesis 1 and Genesis 2? The answer is that they're two separate stories written by two
Way
separate
to run
people.
from the topic.
Not running from the topic. This isn't part of the damn topic, you moron.
One of the other distinctions between the two stories is that in one, God creates by fiat. He just says, let there be, and it is. And in the other cases, he has to do things. Like in order for the plants to grow, it has to rain first.
Right, he comes from God the Father to God the Potter. He starts making shit out of clay.
No, there's actually no rain. There's a mist that comes up from the ground, and rain didn't happen until Noah's Ark. You clown! Why don't you read the book?
Oh my God! What the fuck are you talking?
Noah was crazy because it had never rained before.
Oh my God! You have to be high to believe that.
Yeah. The idea is that someone knew that plants need water, and so that's why that was in the story.
Yes, it says the mist came up from the ground for that particular purpose.
Wait a minute, you're saying that there was never rain before Noah?
Light or whatever.
100%, yeah. It rained before Noah.
Oh, you've got to. Hold on.
So, flat earthers are still not understanding very basic things.
We're not talking about flat earthers right now either.
Oh, sorry. I thought you guys were talking about Noah's Ark. I apologize.
No, yeah, that's the Bible, not flat Earth.
You gotta be smoking.
The flat Earth and the Bible are kind of linked. It's a misinterpretation.
Yeah, they are. You're a Christian, remember, Robert?
See, I would agree with that. See, that most flat earthers are Christians, but not all Christians are flat earthers. Yeah. And not only are most flat earthers Christians, they're fundamentalist Christians who think the Bible is
Christian Glober and the Christian Glober.
Yeah, flat earthers are disillusioned Christians. That's all. Ones that are Christian.
Well, it says it's pressed under a seal, Robert. Didn't you read that bit?
Well, I didn't hear that. I apologize. There's some noise.
We're going back to Job again.
Earth
For
is
God's sake.
shaped like clay under a seal.
The earth is like a clay under a seal.
Shaped like.
Oh yeah. That verse. Yeah.
Yeah. So what does
I've
that
heard that.
mean?
Oh my God. Answers in
How does-
Genesis says they were wrong.
How does that work on a globe?
Easy. The surface.
So you're on about a 3D seal like Fresh was talking about.
It's just a surface. We live in a three-dimensional. The Earth crust is like what, 7 miles thick or 8 miles thick, something like that.
Okay, yeah. So you're saying it's literally about the surface, but not the whole Earth.
Yep. Exactly.
But it doesn't say Earth's landscape. It says Earth.
Yeah, the Earth where they live on. Remember, these are ancient times, and they could only interact with the surface, right? Poor Moses was trying to understand what God was telling him, but God just said, "Yo, Moses, guess what? The firmament is heaven. That's what it is. It's heaven." So Moses wrote that accurately. Heaven is not a glass or concrete or silicon or fiberglass. That's not what
No,
heaven is.
don't go back to that. What about the four corners?
East, north, south, and west. That makes sense. We listen. We know that the 90 degrees turn 90 degrees. That's one. Turn another 90 degrees. That's two. Turn 90 degrees, and so on. Right? That's all it is. That's all
Corners
it
on a
is.
globe.
And that works perfectly on a globe. That's right. East, north, south, and west. We have the furthest north we can be. We have the furthest south we can be. We have the furthest east we can be, and the furthest west we can be. Right? We do.
You sound like
Longitude, latitude.
McToon.
Yeah. I mean, we have the zero latitudes, and we have zero longitudes. We have that.
Actually, you're agreeing with Fresh because we were trying to strawman him into saying Bible says flat, and he was saying no, it says no shape.
Well, a sphere, big man. Look at a sphere is kind of like it has a circumference of 24,000 miles. Like it's a complete system, right? It's connected, so it's endless. You can go around that sphere endlessly. You know, unlike flat Earth, you go to one side, you stop. You come back, you stop. You go. You know what I'm saying? That's so it makes sense. The Earth is not flat. Nobody has gone anywhere and bumped into ends and had to make a U-turn. Nobody has done that. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
in Genesis, God made balls.
oh, 100%. 100%. He did. The firmament is in the midst of the waters. It's simply the horizon. The sky. The birds fly in the open firmament. Where do birds fly? They fly in the sky. So you put the firmament in the middle of the water. You put the sky in the middle of the water. The sky is where the earth appears to meet the ground. The sky. He's literally talking about the horizon. That's all. Real simple. I don't understand how people don't get that. Bible study from like grade school.
I feel like you've changed the meaning quite a bit, but I think that's fair.
Oh, where on earth is the firmament in the midst of the water? Where? The horizon.
So I think what I would hold you to is you're agreeing with me that the Christians were wrong about science. which is an important thing.
No, the Christians were focused on faith, and they still are. You know,
They
science,
accidentally got Earth shape wrong.
the scientists, the Bible. Well, no, they didn't. It's what your eyes can perceive. Is basically how it's written. What your eyes can see. This you see the sun moving with your. That's what your eyes see. That's all.
Star, I have a question. Do you understand that, or do you understand that what you're saying is just another interpretation of of what's being said?
Another interpret. It's the interpretation. Come on, now, man.
It's your
That's a yes.
interpretation. The same way any other religion or someone who talks about the scripture will interpret it, because we know they do. There's different reasons and whys. It's all an interpretation. It's just another. You're just expressing another interpretation.
Can you listen, brother? It's real simple. You know, their interpretation, magic would have to be involved. Magic, like, you know what I mean? Like, the earth is on pillars. What are the pillars on?
Again,
And what are those pillars?
it's
And whatever the pillars
okay.
are on, what is that on? And so on.
Okay. Are you now taking it literally, or are you taking it as an interpretation? Which one?
That is the other interpretation.
Again, someone who is a Bible literalist does not look at it as an interpretation. They look at it as factual depictions of situation. There's a difference.
No,
You're talking as if you're talking as if you're a literalist, but it is clear it's an interpretation.
no, brother. When you take those verses literal like that, it's on pillars. You are invoking magic, literally.
Okay.
Magic.
No. I understand that.
That's an
I completely
interpretation.
understand
You
that.
need
But
magic
what
to
I'm
make
saying,
that work.
so no, it's not. It's not an
Magic. No
interpretation.
science.
You are taking it. You're taking
There's
it.
no
You're
science.
taking it
No
literally.
science.
You are not interpreting it in any way. Again,
It's
so
magic.
if someone says, so when you hear the pillars, if you're someone who does not believe that Earth is actually on the pillars, you are then now ensuing your interpretation of those words.
No. Pillars suggest magic. So it's not on pillars. It's meaning it has a foundation, and the foundation is is the crust. Do you feel the earth crust moving under your feet? No. So
Again,
it's on a foundation. That's what it's simply saying.
okay, you're giving
That's
You're
great.
giving me interpretation because there's someone else who's a religious who reads that scripture about the pillars and believes there are pillars.
Right. And when they do that, they're going to have to throw science and everything out and say magic. Insert magic here. Yeah.
Again, as far as I'm concerned, this is my interpretation. Anyone who is saying they're not actual pillars, it's just that earth is a foundation and this is what God said, is to me magical.
Yeah, well, no, what it means is the Christians got it science wrong after they spoke to the angels before they wrote it down.
Dude, it's the when it's on pillars, man. Come on, man. It's just telling you that earth is it's a solid foundation. It's God's power. That's all it's talking about, yo.
But that doesn't make sense.
God created
What-
rules. God created rules to make your world be solid. That's all. And stable.
Like a temple roof. Earth is like a temple roof. Is that what? Like that's your argument?
Like a what?
Like a shed roof or a temple roof. It's on pillars, so that's what Earth's like.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's on right. It's like set up like that. It's no, that's just weird. He's simply talking about his stability of our world, right? That's all. The stability,
Like a temple roof.
right? Like for the pillars
Yeah.
of the earth are the Lord, and He has set the world upon them. Come on, now. That is talking about His awesomeness in terms of how He has designed the rules of our universe.
Wonder if that's Solomonic stuff, the pillars.
He has a stop. I didn't know he stops.
Eventually, the King James will be changed to
It'll
suggest
never
that
change.
Earth
Calm
is a
down.
globe.
The homosexuals will never allow it.
I'm saying like Chinese whispers.
How dare you
Eventually,
try to discredit the LGBTQ community by changing and altering King James's work? That's not very inclusive of you.
no, it won't be my fault. I'm just saying it's natural.
You know, the book of Job to me,
Calm down.
the book of Job is what sums it all up for me, and it's a problem for flat Earth ideology, and it's also a problem for atheism because how in those days, how were the writers of the Bible able to say, "Oh, the Earth is hanging on nothing" like that? They didn't have spacecrafts. So obviously, God is that he's 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 not of this earth, and he's telling you that, dude, the Earth is hanging on. It's like in space, and it matches what NASA shows you. This is
Well,
serious.
which
You're such a goober.
This is serious stuff.
contradicts the other verse we just spoke about. But yeah, because it's either on pillars. Now you're saying it's not on pillars. It's in space. Job's correct, but the other one's wrong.
Yeah, he's a goober. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Just ignore him.
What?
Well,
I already
I like
explained.
people thinking
No,
all this through.
no, I already explained the pillars. It's talking about the foundation of, you know, you know, of God's,
But
stability.
what?
How he made the earth stable,
Hey, Star,
right?
A
I already
Star,
security
are you
explained
thing.
it.
religious?
I don't believe the earth is on pillars. I never said that. I'm telling you that
Star,
talks about
are you religious?
You said it's on
of me.
foundations like a roof, and now you're saying it hangs in space,
You,
not
you,
like a roof.
All right. No, and
Star, are
I
you religious?
See?
yeah. I'm a
Uh-oh.
Christian.
Okay, that's one. I just wanted to see what foundation, quote unquote, you're basing this off of.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The pillars reference is simply talking about the stability of the earth. But the book of Job 26:7, when he says he
Ability of the earth.
wow, that is
So
incredible.
what do you need the foundation for if it's hanging on nothing?
Yeah, the foundations of it's talking about stability.
But to hang is to be connected to something. So how can you be
But
connected to
it's
something
hanging
but
on
be
nothing.
connected to
No, no,
nothing?
no,
It's
no, no,
not
no,
connected
no,
to
Wait, hang
anything.
on.
no.
So,
Come on, man.
so
Come
this
on.
would be
Yeah,
the so
yeah,
this would
we're
be
done
the
here.
same type of interpretation as saying, like, as example, your wife is your rock.
Right.
Well, you're going to give it
No.
to Siobhan.
Oh well, I 100% think that anything he's gonna say is going to be interpretation. And with that being said, you can't say he's wrong because he's wrong is just your interpretation. You both are unsure.
Earth stands on pillars, and you think it means what?
Okay,
You must say
if you
stands
had
on
a wife,
pillars.
if you had a wife and someone said she is my rock, would that person be like she is my inanimate object? No, they're saying she's my foundation. She holds me down. Et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I would give that to him as well, but I'm thinking, can you stick to all of it? How do you explain each one? If it's all a metaphor, what's true about it?
Yep, exactly. If everything is an interpretation of what you take from it, is it factual or is it an inspirational book?
It's literal, an actual account of creation and existence.
Okay. Now, when you hear the scripture about the pillars, what is your quote unquote interpretation? Different? That's different. You both, neither one of you can go, hey, God, what did you mean by that? So
Well,
it
he's
is
retarded
absolutely
though.
an interpretation,
That's the difference.
whether you assume it's literal or not.
But he also thinks the Earth is a globe, so you can't really like take him any credit for what
The,
he
the, the,
says.
the, but the entire verse is, you know, he says, for the pillars of the earth are the Lord. You see that? The pillars of the earth. It didn't say it sit on pillars. It
Well,
says the pillars of the earth.
the globe wasn't created. The globe was evolved over time. So you don't even believe in creation or the Bible. Like I don't know where you're getting your confusion from, but you need to get it figured out.
What are you talking about? No. The rules.
Well,
God created in the
hang
beginning.
on. Regardless, stationary wouldn't invoke flat or globe.
In the beginning,
Yeah,
God
shapeless Earth.
created
Welcome
the
to it.
heavens. In the beginning, God
Oh,
created.
the
So God
non-moving one. Let's get him on that next.
See?
is the
See how we're
rules.
back to it?
Is the rules. Is the rules that God is putting in to creation. He didn't say how long he took to, like, he snapped his fingers and the earth just came into being. No, he never said that. Did he say that?
Oh, the stability, like it's stable, meaning like it doesn't move. It just that's the same thing I said. Like they are stationary.
Yeah.
I also want to hear, right, how does Job debunk atheism? Or go against it or whatever?
I don't know. I'm not sure of your question. What do you mean?
You said Job, his argument against flat earth and atheists.
What does Job have to do with the white man's religion?
Yeah. Check it out. Because in the book of Job 26:7, he says, the earth hangeth upon nothing, right? Meaning there's no visible support that is hanging on. When you look around it, there's nothing but it's just in space. It's just there. It's just hanging there, right? That is saying, how would somebody on the ground get that without
Okay.
seeing it at that time? Job is not a scientist.
Bro just freestyles the most outlandish stuff ever.
No,
How
I'm just,
long
I'm just
ago
saying.
was
So
Job alive?
what I'm saying to you, no, listen, Don, is that for
brother.
atheists, right? You need to think deeply about that, because how did Job get that vantage point? How?
Yeah, I'm saying, I'm asking, when was Job alive?
Many centuries ago. Many.
Many moons.
And you're saying at that time everyone was a flat earther sort of thing?
Exactly.
Right. So God knows it's a globe before most people or the angels know.
But for some reason, the prophets didn't.
Dude, Job lived in the times of Moses. Yo, big man, like we're talking about like 2,000, 3,000 BC. How? How is he saying the earth hang it upon nothing? Like how? This is it, guys. If I was an atheist, I would become a Christian today. I mean,
What?
I mean, I would say that they already knew Earth was a globe in Greece, so the rich people knew. The people that wrote about Job knew, and they slipped it in.
What?
The people that knew that wrote that are quite clever men who are doing magic,
Knew
speaking to the
what?
spirit world, and they knew Earth was a globe, so they slipped it in. So that's just their
No,
opinion. Their opinion.
they didn't know anything because they wouldn't, and that's a contradiction to Scripture itself, because Scripture says no man knows the shape of the earth and can measure it.
Well, floats in space. I'm going to go with then, not a globe, a geoid, like a floats in space thing.
No, that's no.
Times have changed.
Yeah, they didn't. You're 100% right. In the times, no man could go to space. It was impossible. So for the times, it was correct, but it's
You guys are out.
Yeah,
not the same.
those guys back then had no idea the shape of the Earth or whether it was moving or any of that stuff. They didn't have the I don't know. Maybe they had the capacity, but they didn't have any inkling about any of that.
They have an inkling of space,
I'd say
about
they
space,
definitely,
but they had an
did.
ideology of multi-dimensional spirits and like, get out of here, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to get out of here. They didn't have
Get
the
outta
understanding of they didn't have the they had the
They couldn't
mental
comprehend
capacity.
space.
But yeah, it wasn't a
They
thing.
couldn't
They just took
comprehend
it. They took for
heaven and
granted their.
angels and
Okay,
spirits
you're not
and
going to let me
demons.
finish. You're not going to let me finish. They took their physical experience of standing on the stationary ground that appears to be flat to them, and that's what they thought. They didn't take into
Stationary ground, you
consideration
say.
the motion of the wandering stars and how all that works, and put all that stuff together, do celestial observations and all that stuff. They didn't have the capacity to figure it all out.
It's interesting that your flesh said stationary ground.
But left line, what do you think they meant in
Yeah.
Job when they said hangs on nothing?
Yeah, it's out here in the void.
Yeah, so they don't really know it's a full globe. They just think it's in
It
an
hangs
ether
on
sort of
nothing
thing.
because it's buoyant, because it's in the waters. You guys
Mate.
are goobers, man.
Waters, though, do we know what water is, right? We don't see waters.
That's why it doesn't hang on anything, because it's buoyant. It's being supported up by the waters.
Oh, we're floating in the pond of the universe.
You got it, brother.
Yeah,
That's
the
another,
thing is,
that's another
today
interpretation, yeah.
we
Like Adele said, rolling in the deep.
I
We're
mean,
in the deep, brother.
the thing is, today we have the capacity and the wherewithal and understanding to see what physical reality is, and just because it's contradictory to 2,000 years ago, that doesn't mean that 2,000 years ago was correct. I'm going to go with modern times.
Good for
That's
you,
your
dude.
model, Fresh. Look in the chat what Ben's posted. That's
Let
your
me see.
model.
Let me see it. Where is it? Which one? That's not me. No, that's not it, guys.
That's the biblical Earth on a globe.
Well, I don't know why you got clouds and stuff and all that outside. That's weird.
Uh,
It's really weird. You got the moon
there
at
there
such
needs
a
to be
higher
lights in the
elevation
sky.
than the sun. That makes no sense.
It's close though, right?
Especially for the claim of path to totality, which is like that's another flaw of the flat earthers. They'll get into talking about, they'll admit, that there's a path to totality. That's a problem. If there's two lights in the sky, how the fuck do you have a shadow from a physical object passing in front of the other? So that's why there's a lot of flaws out there. But you're not going to pin me on to that, Don. That's not me. And if there was a path to totality, then that would mean that the moon would have to be at a lower elevation than the sun. The sun would have to be higher in order for that to happen. They couldn't be at equal elevations circling over the flat earth. That's impossible. I'm helping you out. I'm furthering your arguments. You're welcome. Jeez, man, you guys need to be thanking me.
For illustrative purposes, it's a bit metaphorical, this picture, but it's the general model.
No, that's a flat earther's model, maybe.
Exactly, yeah.
More waters first, then clouds, I think. Because clouds definitely aren't water, right?
Cosmic sea, yeah, that's what Leflin said. But yeah, most of you are gone with their metaphors, not literal. Robert's claim is the same as the Muslims' claim that the angels knew signs before we could know signs.
What?
Robert claimed that because Job said hangs on nothing, it means God is real.
Yeah, Robert's a very confused individual, bless his heart, with all of his good intentions. Yeah, I don't think there's any clouds in heaven, man. Maybe there are, but definitely when you're talking about creation and the account of it, bendy space, it definitely says the clouds are inside the firmament where the birds fly around at.
Yeah, I think it's more the art that depicts the heaven in the clouds.
Yeah, but you don't got the clouds in the firmament because the firmament is the correlation to the dome, and the dome is separating clouds below and clouds above. And that's not what it says. It just says waters are below and waters above. Even though clouds are water, but still.
Where would you say heaven exists then? Geometrically?
Up.
Up. Yeah, well, that's the illustration. It's on the top.
I'd say, I think it could be, I don't know. I think it doesn't have to just be up. It could be
Up and slightly all around. That's the picture.
No, I don't. That's not it. That's not it. That's flat Earth. He's trying to help make flat Earth model. You need to get out of Da Vinci and get a different generator.
because that one ain't working.
Globers love thinking about this stuff, you know.
Looks like Van Gogh practicing how to paint. It's pretty bad.
Globers love thinking, what if Earth was flat?
I don't know any reference of an actual dome. I don't think there's a dome. I don't know why everybody says dome.
You've heard that the occult thing, 1,000 points of light. And the glass firmament, I think there's a verse saying there's glass up there.
A firmament above, separating the waters above from the waters below. It doesn't say dome.
No, it doesn't say dome. But
I
there's
know.
pictures from Egypt with the sky going over and down again. Yeah, the idea of the firmament is not supposed to make you think of a dome shape. It's meant to make
The
you
firmament is the
think
seal.
beautiful art creation by God.
The firmament is the seal. In reference in Job or Isaiah.
It's protecting.
Yeah, but Hebrew, it's the great expanse. It doesn't say anything about a structure or anything solid. It's just the great expanse.
That's fine, but I'm saying the action that it creates on the earth is the seal on the clay. It creates the pressure. It's the seal that it pressurizes the environment and creates the dynamic interactions that we see, which modify the shape. Well, there is no shape, but it changes, I guess, the form of it. It's
It
formless.
leaks and the water comes through. I think some Christians used to think.
No.
No,
No. I mean the gates the windows were opened in the I guess the holes of I don't know what the hell you call them, but yeah, there was
really strong
they
rains.
opened
They
up
might
below and
think.
above at one point, but then those were closed up.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no dome. Because if the stars are in the firmament, the stars never converge with the horizon, would be the
Just
claim from Flat Earth. Let me finish. The claim from Flat Earth is that the stars don't converge at the horizon, right? They slow down and that's why it doesn't track below, 30 degrees. Listen, any measurements or observations below 30 degrees don't track. And they call it refraction because the 15 degree an hour precession isn't consistent at the horizon because it doesn't actually converge. It just kind of slowly trails and drifts off at a, like kind of curved angle or whatever. But so, that claim would mean that there's no dome because if the stars are in the firmament, then they never convert. Like the dome touches down.
Yeah, I know what
So
you're saying.
it would have to just be like a planar expanse over the
People
planar
wonder, does it touch
graphic
down?
non-shaped, formless clump of clay called the Earth that's floating in the waters, suspended on nothing.
I was just gonna say, reminded me that the Masons have got a lot of art with domes, so that makes me think they're the original flat earthers, the OGs.
Yeah, and they're really deceptive people.
But they've brought the idea through history, kept it alive.
We don't know that. They could have implemented the idea.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm wondering, why are they into the domes?
That's just all symbolism.
Yeah, so they're using the metaphor.
No, there's something about the dome that they really like, but
Yeah,
no.
whether it's right or wrong, I'm saying they were
Anything.
interested in it.
The tabernacle's a tent. It's like a square tent. So
I think it's because of what you said. The stars nearly touched down, so some people think it might be dome shaped.
yeah, I think it might be. Prompt it to be more flat this time.
Protected on all sides. Like a force field.
Protected. No, I would suspect cherubim.
Like a dome. I'm happy with that for now. It's like a dome.
Yeah, you need it to be something so you can argue against. If it's nothing, then you don't know what to do. You freak out because that's the truth.
Yeah, you're right. My ego says, how are we going to educate this man?
Yeah, you can't educate the truth. And you can't argue against it either. I mean, you can try. They've been trying to debunk that book for, I don't know. I mean, since the moment it started getting wrote. But take a number, get in line. Fine. That's perfectly fine, dude. I would say, if anything, your best bet is to try to scale down a version of the tabernacle. That's probably what we're on.
Isn't that the shape of a cathedral, like a sort of squashed cross?
Well, you would think that under like modern common interpretations, but when you look back at the actual descriptions of it, like they were square tents. It was a square
so
set.
a rectangle and then a
They
smaller
said
square
squares.
side.
They love the squares,
The holiest of holies, I think, is supposed to be a cube.
Exactly. And that's what creation is, the holies of holies. It's a cube. It's the black satanic cube. That's why it's all for misdirection. It's the tabernacle.
Cube has a flat bottom.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? But the thing is the tabernacle, the tent was set up over the earth, the dirt, the clay. So it's not like it was, it didn't have a bottom. It was just sides and a top.
Yeah, maybe that's fair. The bottom surface of every satanic altar could be curved.
No. No, because they wouldn't blaspheme. Like, it wouldn't work. Right? Like, the way that they practice is they practice through the practical reality of creation, but the inversion is in what they teach. They're teaching the deception, although they know the reality. So they're teaching the arch, they're teaching the curve, when in
Right.
fact it exists.
They have pillars with globes on top.
Yeah, and those are just metaphors and symbols.
It's another way to think of the real Earth.
The real Earth.
Have you seen the Time Cube guy, Gene Ray?
Jasher.
He's obviously gone with the tabernacle sort of cube idea. He says 4 corners of Earth, 4 time slots.
Northeast, southwest.
He says each human is 4 humans.
No, we're not doing all that. Did you hear Fortnite, since we're talking about 4, Fortnite just did a new update, and now they have the Fantastic Four skins.
Foreskin, okay.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, I watch Angry Joe, so he's probably into that.
That's real news. Coming at you live. Do you believe in magic? In a young girl's heart. How flatwits think sunlight works on. Look at, they got this like contact lens with these circles at the same elevation. Like, how are you gonna get your path to totality like that? That doesn't work, Bendy Space. You can't have a path to totality like that. The moon would have to be at a lower elevation than the sun. Your memes don't even make sense. Hold on now. Now we're talking. Make it, prompt it, make it even flatter. Dude, one lesser light. It's awesome.
You know how many conversations there are with Globers and ChatGPT about if Earth was flat?
Make the mountain in the middle black. Rupus Nigra. What was that, Don? How many Globers?
Every Glober's got a ChatGPT history asking about the flat Earth.
Yeah.
So it's weird. Like, if you looked at all the history, it would show that Globers are really interested in Earth possibly being flat. Doesn't mean they think it is, but for some reason it interests them.
No, I've got a better theory that it's just some demon possessed furries that have been pushing the agenda that the Earth is a globe since way back in time. And that's what Egyptian
Yeah.
hieroglyphs really are, is instead of transhumanism or Egyptian gods that represent things, these were just men dressed up in animal outfits, obsessed with talking about the stars.
Yeah, say so.
Just like we have now, just based like old school McToons, basically.
No, you can't brush us. We're obsessed with going back to our animal nature and the stars. That's true, but we're not all like McToon.
Been in the furry reference. Like all you are stupid.
Not anything goes, but
Stop it. Calm down. Compose yourself.
I'm calm. You guys playing a video game there?
No,
I
I'm
think that's
an
all right.
adult.